this is Chris of Hydratec, and I'd like to go over some of the exciting features of HydraCAD-R, the software design package for residential fire sprinkler systems. HydraCAD-R allows you to easily perform system design, hydraulic analysis, and complete material listing functions for NFPA 13D systems. It possesses a streamlined set of layout tools that with a simple push of a button lets you locate sprinklers, perform automatic calculations, and generate material lists in a spreadsheet format. HydraCAD-R is optimized for use with all the various materials available for residential sprinklers, such as CPVC, copper, and the flexible PEX pipe. HydraCAD-R is designed to work on top of or along with AutoCAD, the world's leading design software. HydraCAD-R takes the basis of AutoCAD and streamlines the program to function specifically as a system for hydraulic design, analysis, and listing of residential sprinkler systems. AutoCAD provides as an industry standard all the tools necessary to represent your design, almost all of which can be done with less than a dozen buttons on the HydraCAD toolbar. The Piping Layout tool is an example of one of these buttons, and provides you with a dialog box that allows you to choose the type, function, and size of the piping to be included in your design. Another example is the Floor Plan Layout tool, which allows you to select an image for the background and insert it into your drawing. Another button would be the Layout tool for multi-story piping connections, which describe the connections between one floor and another. We will now go through the process of inserting a sprinkler system, starting with inserting an image from the disk drive. This example uses a JPEG, which illustrates the background of the building we will be using. This two-story house has been inserted and scaled, so we can work directly off the image. The next step involves locating the water supply by selecting the Insert Manifold tool. In this example, we will place a riser in the back of the garage. After designating our water supply, we will select a sprinkler from a list of available residential sprinklers from all the major manufacturers. Based off of our selection, we will get the size of the area protected by each sprinkler. Using this size information, we will locate the sprinklers within the floor plan. We repeat this process for the rest of the floor. This process is again repeated on the second floor, where we again populate this floor with the same sprinklers, utilizing the size area to ensure we're the right distance off all the walls and away from other sprinklers. We repeat this process for the rest of the current floor. Now that the sprinklers have all been placed, we will set reference points to illustrate how the levels connect to each other. This is done through the Interlevel Connection tool, which allows us to place a representative point on the first level and a matching point on the next level. Once this is done, all future points are connected between floors based off of that initial reference point. Now it's time to connect our sprinklers with piping. Here we see our first floor with sprinklers and the recently made interlevel connections. We now select the Draw Pipe and Fittings tool, where we can choose the type and size of the pipe. From here, we will then draw the pipes by hand using a polyline tool. We will direct this path through the sprinkler heads, which will in turn be automatically connected to the piping system. Switching back to the other floor, we repeat the process, connecting the heads together or to other pipes. These pipes represent the routing for our piping, which will then be the basis for the hydraulic analysis. Next, we use the Insert Head and Pipe References tool to automatically place all the hydraulic reference points. These points indicate the sprinkler heads and piping connections used in the final calculation that we produce. Before the final calculation can be done, a definition of which pairs of heads that could operate simultaneously within any given room is needed. When multiple heads are in the same room, NFPA 13D requires that we calculate the simultaneous flow out of both of the heads. The blue lines being drawn indicate every pair of heads that could operate at the same time over the course of a fire. Next, we begin the hydraulic analysis, which brings up a dialog box allowing us to identify the water supply in terms of pressure and flow characteristics, as well as the size, diameter, and description of the piping. From here, we can also choose to enter information for the job heading. The program then automatically calculates every single head and pair of heads that was identified. In a matter of minutes, the calculation is completed and summarized in a report that shows both the single most hydraulically remote head and the most remote two heads operating in the same room. This shows us the pressure of the flow as well as the safety margin for each of those calculations. Another button allows us to print each of those final printouts, which includes a cover sheet, a water supply graph, a summary of the fittings used, and a detailed analysis printout, as prescribed by NFPA 13D. All of these are necessary and available for the final presentation of the hydraulic analysis. The Cleanup Drawing button allows us to clean up all the reference points and pipe sizing to alleviate clutter for plotting our design. Finally, Calculation Summary displays the material listing which depicts everything in our design and prepares a spreadsheet in Excel format. This spreadsheet includes a description and pricing of all materials necessary to complete this project. HydraCAD-R makes it very easy to design, calculate, and list your entire project for a residential fire sprinkler system. For more information, please visit us at HydraCAD.com. It's been a pleasure, and we look forward to future opportunities to work together.